change manager knows that a crisis brings change faster than the non-crisis. Yeah. So
That's right.
as long as there's a status quo, it's very difficult to drive change. A crisis is the catalyst, and it's an opportunity to actually make things move forward. The problem, I think, and I think I have to say, I think the let's say discussion out of this one has been much more widespread.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot more people talking about this than any of the previous, let's say, crisis points that have popped up. But I think the big problem is that a crisis pops up, everybody works very hard to get everybody to settle down. They make some compromises, there's a little bit of change, and then everything goes back to that kind of, let's say, status quo. And we say, okay, well, it should be this. And they say, well, we did this, you know, and we're like, but it should be this. This shouldn't be so difficult. It shouldn't be so difficult to say, hey, listen, everybody's got their qualities. Everybody has their let's say, deficiencies. I don't know. I know I'm more disciplined in certain things than I am with others. I probably have a few too many glasses of wine. I could lose 10 pounds. I'm not as disciplined as I say I am with work and getting things done. I mean, we all have our things that we're really good at and places where we add value, and we have other things where we kind of maybe mess something up or maybe slow somebody down or whatever. And this shouldn't be an issue. This should be more about understanding that people are people, and it shouldn't be like the color of your skin or your sexual orientation or your gender or where you're from or what your background was. Because you had poor parents, you shouldn't have an opportunity or whatever. This should be really about equality and everybody having an equal shot at life and an equal opportunity to be successful, and the lack of bias and discrimination. I don't know.
It's absolutely true. And the current kind of shakeup has been really fascinating for me, because we have social media and things like that. So social media has allowed us to be in touch with many more people. We've kind of gotten out of our bubbles. We've actually learned, I would say, on the positive side of social media, we've learned a lot about these groups that are different than us. And what we need is more people to, now that we've learned more about people that are different than we are, to not be afraid of those differences, right? That's what I'm still seeing. People see that, if someone with a disability or someone from the LGBTQ community or someone of color gets a spot, that means they're taking that spot from me. And that's not really the case, right? And I think that's where, if we could get people to realize that, we could really make some progress, right? I think, and then again, that trust comes in, right? I have to trust that you see my difference, but you're not using it against me, right? Or you're not minimizing it, even if you're not using it. I think that's an important point. Many people would tell you, I'm not biased because I don't use this stuff against people. I just don't use it at all, right? And they don't understand this apathy is almost the same, right, as being discriminatory. I just decide, you know what, that person looks different, they sound different. I want to be around someone that looks and sounds like me. And that's actually in itself not a bad thing. There's comfort in that, right? Because if I make a joke and you and I have the same exact background, you get it, and we laugh and we keep it moving, right? But we don't grow, right? And that's the part that needs to happen more.